Hello everyone, I am back after a long hiatus. Um, so I sold a few things in August. I thought I wasn't going to sell anything at first, and then in the middle of the month things really started getting a lot more steady. Um, so let's see. I guess at the end I'll start telling you about a little where I am in this whole reselling business. I've had some, not major stuff, but like, I guess just some things go on where I haven't been listing as often, and due to my small area, I can't really thrift as much when I don't have much area to put stuff. So, anyway, yeah, I'll get to that at the end of the video, so you can see what I sold, and if you want to listen to that, you can. If you don't, you can get on with your life. So the first thing I sold, Nightmare Before Christmas. This is Sally, and the only problem she had was that little area right here was ripped off, but that was like the price sticker. So other than that, she was brand new. Didn't look like she was taken out or anything. Uh, and she did sell for only $12. I bought her for about, I bought her in a big, huge lot of stuff that I paid a certain amount for, and I forgot to account for how much everything was. So, I'm just gonna say 50 cents. It might have even been cheaper than that. So this wasn't like a major thing to sell it for only $12 with free shipping. So I got around 9 for it. Probably ended up with 8, you know. Anyway, so the next thing was these really cool Star Wars sheets. They didn't look like they had any stains. Kind of overlooked them. They are a little bit wrinkled here. I think if I redid it, I would iron them a little better. But because I wanted to get them up immediately, I can always redo pictures. But sometimes when I want to get things up quickly, I'll just put them up, and then when I have time, I'll redo them. It has these cool retro looking graphics from the original Star Wars movies. However, these are not the originals. I wish they were. They'd be worth, I don't, I'm just gonna say off the top of my head, more like $100. Okay, maybe even more than that. Um, what's really funny is that me and my fiance were at the thrift store, and it's one of those thrift stores where it's really big and you have to kind of dig through things. And I said, hey, he doesn't really like thrifting. He just kind of walks around on his phone. But I said, if you see Star Wars sheets, I totally joking. If you see them, pick them up or tell me about them. And I found the linens department, and I immediately found these. So I told my fiance to find Star Wars sheets for, or, just pretending as if, they were going to be there, and then they were actually there. So these were retro from, let's see if it'll give me a picture. I know there were more pictures than this. I don't know. Let's see. Oh wow, I can't believe that's all I took. I thought I took pictures of the tag and everything. I swear I did. Oh well, it doesn't matter. These were from Pottery Barn Kids. So these were put out in the late 2000 era, and so I sold them for 25, and they were about 4. But I just thought that was the coolest thing that I said, just joking around, hey, find me some Star Wars sheets, and I immediately found them. I just wish they were the originals. That would have been a lot cooler, but hey, these sold the very next day. I didn't even have time to redo the pictures. So, that was awesome. And they paid shipping, so. The next thing, Legend of Zelda. This came with a lot of video games and N64 consoles. that I picked up from a guy in a Target parking lot. I paid $200 for the whole lot, which I honestly think I overpaid. I'm just gonna say like $5 for this, and it was 20 plus the shipping. I guess I should have straightened it out. The label didn't look that great. Some of the games that I got from him, I have not gotten to work. This one actually did, and what I'll do is I'll show a picture of it working. And this picture isn't great because I was showing it on my sister's. I was just telling them I couldn't get it to work on my own TV. So I had them pull it up, and I just took a picture of their TV with it on. Just to, I should have shown a picture of it in the console on the TV. That's what I usually do or try to do. But for some reason, the N64 wasn't working on my old, just, small TV. But it sold the game. I mean, the game sold pretty quickly. I have another copy of this that I cannot get to work. Maybe one day I'll try it again. The cartridges usually work pretty well, so I don't know what's wrong with that. The ones that I can't get to work. But regardless, moving on, it sold. Cards Against Humanity. This was kind of a mistake of mine. I want to say I paid like $5 for it at like a garage sale. And when I got it home, I just kind of picked it up. I might have looked it up at the garage sale, and I was just like, I'm just going to take it. So when I got it home, I was like, oh, it's not worth as much as I was hoping. I know this game is really, really, really popular, especially among younger people, and I know I have several friends that play it. And this is the base set. And what's funny is the day that I listed it for too cheap is my mistake. $15 with free shipping. This is pretty heavy. I had to ship it in one of those padded shippers. I should have added shipping to this, and I would have done pretty well. Would have at least made $10. Instead, paid about $6 something for the shipper. So I got less than $10, and then I paid like $5 for it. So I made probably like $3 to $4 on this game. Sucked. But anyway, someone messaged me the day I put it up asking if all the cards, like all 800 and something cards, were intact. And I want to say I didn't even message him back because I'm like, I'm not gonna count all these. Are you insane? So when I woke up the next day, they had sold to someone else. So obviously that person didn't care. I mean, I showed them what I had. I mean, I did say it was used. I didn't say it was like brand new or anything. Only thing is, I think I wanted to put this up really quickly, and I could have made this title a little longer. But it doesn't matter. It sold immediately. So I guess for stuff like this, you don't really have to, but I would have liked to fill out the title a little bit better, and maybe, it would have sold for a little bit more. I don't know. I was just going by what I thought it might be selling by. And I didn't really think too much. I was really tired when I put it up. So that was my mistake. Tonic Trouble. I want to say I paid about $5 with this, also with that N64 lot. Only made $8, but I got the shipping. So at least I'm making my money back with that sale, Anyway, nothing exciting here. I did put up that it was working on my sister's TV. They'll just have to trust me that it's the same cartridge. But they did so, and I don't remember if they left feedback, but whatever. I bought this for about $2 way back in the day because my dad was with me, and he was like, hey, these 8-tracks are sealed, and they've been taking just forever and a day. I still have one, and it's been like 3 years. since I've had them, and or had that one, and I've been basically trying to give it away, and I've just found, maybe it's just me, but I found that they aren't, even sealed, 8-tracks just don't sell very well for me. I mean, maybe if this was like Black Sabbath or like a cooler rock band, it probably would have sold a lot better. So I have a feeling it depends on what it is. But John Denver is probably not going to be a great seller. I don't know if you've been watching my videos for a while, I did have like the Monster Mash, and there was a ton of people asking about that one, and even that one didn't sell very quickly. It took like a year. So they just don't sell very, I don't know, the ones I've had just didn't sell very well. Moving on to the next thing, the Cranked Trilogy. I think around here, I paid $2 for this one, by the way, for this DVD. It's about biking. It's not about the movies. Cranked. Got it at Goodwill, $1.99 or whatever. And yeah, it's like free riding, whatever that is, with mountain bikes. I don't know. I just picked it up because it was interesting. Thought it might sell well. It took several months though. I did put my store on sale around this time. It was around the time of the eclipse, and so I made it like an eclipse sale. And on like one day, it was like Sunday, I think, like several things sold. So the next few things you're gonna see stuff from that sale. So this didn't sell for $14.99. It sold for, let's see, $11.24 with free shipping. So not a great. The next few things probably aren't that great of a profit. But anyway, moving on. I bought this for $5 at a garage sale. It actually sold for $15 with free shipping. So that was probably like $3. So you know, you can do the math. I probably made about $7 on this, excluding eBay fees. Mario Kart 64. This I should have excluded this from that sale, but I kind of just, at the time, I didn't care. I wasn't getting very many sales, or yeah, many sales in general at the time. So I just wanted things to move out the door, and when I do that, they tend to go for the things I've most recently listed or my video games. Whereas I'm hoping it's getting like my older stuff. That usually doesn't happen. Anyway, this sold for $33.74, which is a steal for this game. I was hoping to get more like $45 for it. It sells usually for around $40. So this person got a pretty good deal on that. But whatever. And again, I showed that it was working. Christmas in the Kitchen. I usually try to pick up these Hallmark ornaments. The only thing about this one was, and I didn't see this when I had opened it at the garage sale. It was at an estate sale, and this little pot, I think it was this one, kept falling off. And I was like, oh no, that may be a deal breaker for some people, but it ended up selling for $18.74 plus the shipping. So, I mean, someone obviously, there was always a lot of watchers on it. People were interested in it, and they seem real happy with it. So I'm just glad about that. This is a terrible picture, and I should have redone it, but I didn't. I only took 3 pictures because for something simple like this, I feel like that's maybe all you need, even though technically a lot of times you're supposed to have, 12 pictures. It was a VHS-C cassette adapter, so you can put your VHS-C in that front loader. This one was battery operated for whatever reason, and it came with instructions. I did pay a lot for it at the garage sale. I think I was hoping it was cheaper, and then they were like, "Oh, it's 5," and I was like, I'll get it, whatever. I'll get it anyway. I don't know if I would pay $5 again for it. There was always a ton of interest on this, though. Like hundreds of people looked at this, and but it ended up selling on sale for $18.74. Next thing is, a while back I had a haul for a ton of plastic lunch boxes, and they were all like pretty cool, like movie stuff, and this is one of them. Um, Although this was one of the ones in worse shape, and it didn't have a thermos. So some of them did, some of them didn't have a thermos. As you can see, there's some like crinkling up here. Anyway, I sold it cheaply because of that, and I just kind of held on to that $10 mark. I didn't lower the price anymore, and it finally did sell for $10 plus the shipping. And I only paid 10 cents for it, which was amazing. They way underpriced these lunch boxes. Every single one was 10 cents, so I paid like $1.20 for like 12 boxes. It was insane. So I got this SNES cartridge. Hold on, I gotta get something to drink. And this Tick action figure. I got them from the same garage sale, and since the action figure wasn't worth a lot just by himself without his box, I bundled them, and so eventually somebody was cool with that. You know, I didn't he was clean, I guess. You know, hopefully he's not going to a little child, but I mean, I don't think children are interested in the Tick. But there was a new show that came out for the Tick, and so sometimes you gotta watch for that kind of stuff, because when there's remakes, you know, people look for the old stuff, you know, trying to collect stuff from the original and all that. Anyway, there's Blockbuster stickers all over the SNES cart. I do have an SNES, however, I could not get any of my games to work with it. I'm still working on that. It's just been so busy, I haven't been able to do that, to get my SNES to see what's wrong with it or whatever. So the person did leave me good feedback. I did say, like, this is untested, and they were happy, so that's all that counts. And this did sell for, I'm just gonna say $3, and I did get $20 on it. This is a Johnny Was shirt, even though it does not say Johnny Was anywhere on it. He produced these joystick shirts, which I don't think are made anymore, and I knew this would sell well because of the embroidered owl, and I thought this was just an unusual shirt. It wasn't a medium, but it was very like small, and on the back here it says hand stitched, which I thought was cool. There was some bunching around the embroidery. But anyway, I thought it was interesting enough to pick up, and it ended up being, when I did more research on this shirt, I found out it was Johnny Was, which is really sought after. People pay a lot more than this for the shirts, however, I didn't think it was in good enough condition to really get more. There was like 13 or 14 watchers on this shirt before it sold, and finally it did sell for $30. The person left me good feedback. However, they did say it's more like an extra small, but they're going to see what they can do with it. I did put measurements on it. So I don't know, maybe it shrunk. I felt bad that I kind of like, I didn't say anything about that, but I didn't really know. So maybe in the future I'll double check to make sure it looks like a medium or whatever, because yeah, it didn't fit me. I'm a fairly small person. I'm not super small, but I remember it didn't fit me, and I definitely can't fit in an extra small. if it were a true medium, it would have fit me better. And so that should have tipped me off. But whatever. Person liked it and they didn't return it. I do usually offer 30 to 60 days money back. Sometimes I slip up and accidentally put 14, but whatever. I use the eBay app and sometimes it sucks. Sega Game Gear. Nothing crazy about this one. There's no Game Gear peripherals inside. It was just the compartments. But I thought somebody might make a cute case out of it, or a cute tote bag. And someone eventually bought it maybe after a month for 15 plus the shipping. So anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. Oh, and I paid probably under around $1 for this. It was with a lot of other toys at this garage sale. This I would not pick up again, unless maybe it had tags. This one did not. I don't even remember at this point where I got it. Probably a garage sale. I want to say I paid like 50 cents to $1. Photos are kind of dark. I hate that when I look back at photos and I'm like, ugh, they're terrible. But, yeah, so I eventually ended up just selling them for $8, free shipping, so I made $5 on it. I was sick of looking at him, even though he was so cute. Harley shirt. This was the only Harley shirt, really. I've seen other ones, but, I don't know. This is the only one I've ever tried to sell, and it didn't sell that great for me. It sat for probably almost a year, and only for $10 plus shipping. At least it was yellow and not black. I know most Harley shirts are black, which are like the more boring ones. What's funny is this girl right here. If you look closer at her face, she looks terrible. I'm like this whole thing here, this whole like pinup girl, it looks like an amateur drawing. It's so funny. There's a better picture. Yeah, I just kind of laughed at it. But dangerous curves. There we go. But somebody eventually liked it enough to get it, and also said Baton Rouge, which is where I live, so it had like some Bayou stuff on it. I don't think it went to, I think it went out of state though, which is funny. Some plantations, pelican, state bird. So yeah, that was interesting. XL. It's probably the best size for these things. Anyway, last thing we got is, this is my first Etsy sale, and it sold to the art department at the show This Is Us, which has gotten a lot of popularity lately. I've never seen the show. I know it's about a bunch of people who like share the same birthday or something, is what I've seen. I basically imported my pictures from, not imported, but copied my pictures from eBay. And you can now put 10 on Etsy, which is awesome. When I first looked at Etsy, you could only put 5. And I was like, well, that's going to suck. But, and now you can put 10. I wish these weren't crooked, but I don't really have a table I can work on. I'm, like, working on the floor, so it's hard going sometimes at my house. There was a crack in it, which I showed. But I think the most important picture is that I showed how it looks with the candle. I couldn't fit the candle all the way in there, but it's the general idea. So I thought he looked cool. Picked him up for about $1, and he sold for 15. To Los Angeles, to the Paramount Art Department. So that pretty much made my month. I was very excited about that. Anyway, so that's all my sales for August. What I was going to talk about at the end was, I'm talked out, but my September sales have just sucked so bad. I'm not sure what happened. I know for a while there I wasn't able to list, but starting in the middle of the month I did start listing more. And maybe just those things just aren't in high demand. I know I do sell a lot of like long tail items, but usually I get between 10 and 15 items, and it's like my store was just throttled, like a data plan or something. So I don't know what happened in September. September is almost over. I did sell another item on Etsy. Um, but yeah, I've been mostly selling like lower cost items. I am going to start thrifting a little bit more to find some better items because I just don't have a lot right now. I'm dealing with like my death piles and a lot of like mistakes in there, and just stuff that's like not very exciting. I still need to get to it, but yeah. Anyway, so that's what's been going on. I've been trying to make a little bit of money for my wedding in May. So and that's why I was so disappointed in September. I thought like things would really start picking up because I had a pretty good August. I mean, I wasn't selling like crazy money, but it was still a lot of smaller items. And for September to just be shut off like that is really unusual, so that was upsetting. So if you're watching this, let me know if that's ever happened to you, where, you got like almost no sales or whatever, or, like for a couple weeks I had 0 sales. So I'm just not sure. Maybe eBay hates me. Anyway, hope your September is going much better than mine. And thanks for watching. Bye.